Avengers fan invited to Endgame set after viewing Infinity War 103 times in cinema. The superfan is a brilliant specimen. For Ian's weave, worshipped at the altars of sports stars, pop stars, actors, fictional characters, collectibles, art, cars, and just about anything else we can relate to, share with others, or simply connect with in some way. Also known as a fanatic, but, let's face it, fan is much more sexy. These superfans have traveled the globe to support their chosen love, you, and we've tracked down some of the most die-hard and dedicated. Each week, we'll bring you the story of one keen punter who has dedicated their life and time and money, so much money, to supporting someone or something new simply because it brings them immeasurable joy. And that's what life. Welcome to Metro.co UK Super. Tony Nem Mitchell is what you'd call an Avengers fan, one of the more loyal and dedicated on the planet. And he has the proof, after he broke a Guinness World Record by seeing Infinity War, the precursor to Endgame, 103 times in cinemas when it was released a year ago. After Joe and Anthony Russo, directors of the film, caught on to the guy who was basically paying their profit, Nem was invited to the set of Endgame, where he was able to see the latest film do its reshoots. Pretty special, right? What was it about Infinity War that encouraged you to watch it as many times as you have? I am a huge fan Marvel, but specifically, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. When I first saw, I ended my run at 103 times. How much money did you spend seeing it at the cinemas? I haven't done an official calculation, but I'd say close to £2,000, $1,550 between tickets and concessions. I purchased movie. What's the most amount of times a day you've watched it? I really wanted to hit 100 viewings by the end of the run. That was the goal. Do you not get bored of it? The first 30 or so viewings I was still amazed. After that, are you still noticing any Easter eggs or scenes you missed before? I've definitely noticed a bunch in the movie. One time, I think my contribution to pointing out those goofs on Twitter led to them getting fixed in the digital/Blu-ray release. 1. For example, the disappearance and reappearance of Doctor Strange's cape while battling on Ebony Maw's ship. This glaring mistake. Tell us about the record-breaking GA. Guinness is very strict when it comes to record breaking. I needed to have a book, although, at times grueling, the experience was truly amazing. I've actually made, and you were invited to the Endgame set. What was that like? Call 020-3615-2145 or Visita with a bit about what you've done, with some pictures to back it up. You'll have to be prepared. Ads keep our content free for everyone. Please note that the Interactive Advertising Bureau IAB describes online personalized advertising through the below definitions. We put the storage of information, or access to information that is already stored, on your device, such as accessing advertising identifiers and / or other device identifiers, and / or using cookies or similar technologies. The collection and processing of information about your use of this site to subsequently personalize advertising for you in other contexts, i.e. on other sites or apps, over time. Typically, the collection of information, in combination with previously collected information, to select and deliver advertisements for you, and to measure the delivery and effectiveness of such advertisements. This includes using the collection of information, in combination with previously collected information, to select and deliver content for you, and to measure the delivery and effectiveness of such content. This includes using the collection of information about your use of the content, in combination with previously collected information, used to measure, understand, and report on your usage of the content. Ads keep our content free for everyone. We carefully we use additional third-party advertising companies who serve ads to help keep content free. For these partners, you will continue to receive advertising. However, it may not be tailored to your likely interests. Well, check in with you. Great. Thanks for choosing. You have opted out from our advertising partners.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.